What screams, "I'm poor but pretend I'm rich"? I work at a bank. Used to be a teller. One time a university student in his early 20s came in to deposit a couple thousand cash. Before I processed it, he says, "Wait a sec. Let me take a picture first." He then shamelessly fans out all his 20s and 50s on the desk. Sticks his wrist in the picture to show a fancy-looking expensive watch next to the cash. And takes a picture on his phone. Second-hand embarrassment was off the charts for me. The punchline: he was using the cash to pay off his overdrawn checking account. Fanning out $100 bills in your hands on social media. Non-poor people have bank accounts. They don't carry all their money on them in cash. Parking a 2005 to 2011 Range Rover outside a shitty apartment building. You should mention old versus new money behavior. Apparently huge difference. Flaunting and bragging about what you got. Wearing not just name brands but name brands, where the logo is the entire reason you're buying the product. I swear those brands only exist so people can pretend they have money. Designer clothing with big gaudy labels like Gucci that exist to show how expensive they are. A lot of actually high-quality designer brands have petty small humble logos on them because they don't need gimmicks to sell. At the Apple Store, where I used to work, I had a very funny and humble customer. As we were discussing his options, we across from us witness another interaction where this gentleman who was flashy, pulling out a lot of cash after several attempts to pay with card failed. To only buy one iPhone and an iPad. After we got to the conclusion of our interaction, the gentleman that I was with decided to not only buy his wife a new iPhone to celebrate her birthday, but he upgraded his entire family and bought his kids early graduation presents. At the time of purchase, he simply pulled out an American Express black card, and that was that. I was surprised by the way of the card alone. Humble. Stained t-shirt. Sandals. Baby in stroller. Mid-40s dude. Walking around Brooklyn with a black card. I used to work at Nordstrom, and the top item these people would buy specifically were Gucci belts. Only a couple $100. Accessible enough and flashy enough for douchebags to put off the vibe they have money. Talking about how much money you spend, how much your clothes cost, etc. Showing off designer labels and name-dropping places you've been to, etc. New money screams, old money whispers. Wearing only name brands. Making loans to pretend you can afford a lifestyle you really can't. Car loans. Phone loans. Apparently clothing loans exist as well. Expensive cars that they can't afford. Balenciaga. This thread is a great example of the phrase, money talks, wealth whispers. Elite status in an MLM. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. https://www.youtube.com/watch v = R0HX4A5P8EE. The phrase comes to mind, "You look rich, I act poor." We're both liars. Buying everything expensive. Expensive clothes, cosmetics, jewelry, tech, furniture, cars, etc. etc. I have met many people that only buy luxury things, even though they're in debt, don't have the money, or refuse to live a different lifestyle. Rich people don't look like they're rich. Asking a girl if she wants to go for a ride in your Vette and taking her out to your Chevette. Louis Vuitton. Specifically the items with the letter branding printed all over every inch of it. Especially if you are carrying the paper shopping bag through an airport or something when you aren't anywhere near a LV store. I don't know what it is about that brand, but it's pricey yet still reasonable for someone with little money to save up for one or two items of it. And they want everyone to know what the brand on that purse, travel bag, or wallet is. I have some rich friends and this is what some of them said. Creating excuses to not go somewhere expensive. Bragging. 99% of the time. The rich people that brag just want you to think they're rich. The people I know that are rich barely mention money unless it's something like, "I can pay. Don't worry," or something like that. When all the things they use are some specific label. My friend says actual rich people aren't afraid to use normal products. My friend has more stuff from thrift shops than she does from expensive labels, and money has never ever been a problem for her. When they never invite anyone over, 99% of the time it's because they're poor and the house gives that away. Particularly trying to make friends with the richer kids. My friends actually make more efforts with the poorer people. 10-plus-year-old Mercedes with temporary registration or any Maserati Ghibli. A girl I know that went a little bit out of her way and then said, "And these are $300 shoes." So. And I couldn't help but think it made her sound poor pretending to be rich. I was in the jewelry business for decades and I could tell you horror stories about women who had to have at least a 1-carat diamond engagement ring. And the couple barely made enough to pay rent and food. Max out all their credit cards. Run up a bunch of store credit. Doomed to battle over the unpaid bills as soon as they're married. I deserve a 1-carat diamond. All my friends got one. Yeah. And they're all broke as hell and financially screwed too. Fucking crystallized carbon. Sweet G-bus.